Hi everyone, I'm Sophie. In this video you will be meeting Emiliano and Frida. We are all students of Business Administration degree at UNAM, and in this video we will not talk about hospitals, quarantine centers, or epidemics. In its place, we're going to talk about how blindness by Jose Saramago becomes a real-life case study in terms of management under crisis.
Imagine waking up one morning and everything's white. There's no color, no shapes, just pure blindness. In that moment, who takes control of it? Who leads, who organizes people when everything's fear?
It is known that a process doesn't exist if it's not defined. And that's the main problem in this novel. Every process disappears just like that overnight. And that takes us like a few seconds later, where the 50 steps of administrative process just collapse.
Like planning. Well, that's impossible. Everyone just lost the ability to anticipate to everything. Or organization, but everyone's so desperate, so no, I think that's not alright. We also have direction. Without a plan and without organization, yeah, so never mind, I think we don't have direction anymore. We could also talk about control, but everyone's so desperate and there's no information and there's pure blindness, so I think control, we don't even have to talk about it.
And we're back here again, just trying to show you how without coordination, organization, 15 steps of administrative process, it's just a failure.
Hello, well, today I'm going to explain 3 concepts in blindness by Jose Saramago that these 3 concepts are leadership, reengineering, and benchmarking. Well, in this first part, we're going to explain about leadership, control, and authority. And well, like we know, in a crisis, always a leader emerges or a triumph. And well, this quote describes the world of blindness when the society collapses and the formal authority disappears. And well, here we can see that when government and institutions fail, it's when new types of authority appears. Okay, well, and the first is the moral leadership, and in this case is represented by the doctor's wife because is the person that can still see, and her ability is to take care of people, to guide people, and yes, this leadership is based in responsibility and in empathy. Okay, well, and in the opposite is the coercive leadership, and in this case is a group that took the control through violence, abuse, and threats. And finally, Saramago show how was the people without rules, no police, and any structure. Okay, well, and the next topic is it's reengineering, and well, in the book we can see that reengineering it wouldn't be an option. It's the only way out. Okay, and we know reengineering is redesign process from zero, and this is people must do when everyone goes blind. Well, so they need to they must reinvent everyday life, like how to walk safely, how to communicate with people without sight, how to order food. Well, I think that there are a lot of things that they used to do that now they can't do. So this is the part of the reengineering, to start from zero and start seeing start thinking what they can do to, I don't know, maybe to have a normal life. And we can see that reengineering symbolizes human adaptations in extreme conditions. Okay, well, and the next and last topic that I'm going to talk about is the benchmarking. And well, as we know, the benchmarking is like to learn the best process from others and then apply them. And well, in this case, in this story, we can see the benchmarking and the methods for survival. Okay, and also we can see that different groups of blind people can develop different systems. Maybe one group can be fair and organized, and the other can be like violent, chaotic, and I don't know, well, we think that we see. Okay, well, and we also can see that different groups of blind people like develop different systems, and by observing like these groups of people, the doctor's wife and her companions learn about like, well, learn what works and what doesn't. Okay, well, and this is how the benchmarking works here, improving, comparing, adapting strategies to stay alive. Okay, well, and as a conclusion, we can see and we learn that leadership show us like how how, how people become, and reengineering we can see like our ability to restart our life, and the benchmarking we learn that it's too important to learn things for other people.
Now let's move into the administrative techniques. The story shows that even in a world where everyone is blind, even in that world, the management doesn't disappear, it simply transforms. The first technique is observation. Even without sight, people observe through touch, through sound, the intuition, and behavior. Observation becomes a survival tool. The second technique is problem analysis. Every crisis forces the characters to think, what is happening? Why is this happening? What options do we have? They analyze problems because anything is stable. We also see strong teamwork. Even in chaos, small groups determine roles, coordinate action, and support each other. Coordination becomes the only path to survive. And finally, there is strategic communication. Since everything is confusion, clear communication through words, tone, or physical signals becomes essential to keep the order. From these techniques, we save three essential conclusions. Okay, first, administration is not a formal system. It is ability to create a structure in the middle of the chaos. Even without an organization, people always try to find order and naturally try to organize. Second, leadership is guiding, not commanding. In this story, real authorities comes from ethics and responsibility, not from force. Third, re-engineering and benchmarking appear naturally in crisis. When old systems fail, people have no choice to redesign processes from zero and learn from other groups how to survive. So, what does the book teach us? Well, the book teaches that administration is everywhere, even when the world goes dark. And sometimes, to truly understand management, you have to turn off the lights.